Hi, my name is Christine Lott, and I am the founder and director of the Tanzania School Foundation. Welcome to our first video. On this channel, I'm going to talk about the do's and don'ts of running a nonprofit organization. We're going to start with, drafting it up and starting a nonprofit organization, and what does that take? Filling out the form 1023 with the IRS, but that's only after you incorporate in your home state. So you're going to have to incorporate and build a board of directors and have some bylaws drafted up and figure out what exactly your nonprofit's going to do. But we'll talk about that later. This video is just an introduction to me. So prior to starting the Tanzania School Foundation in 2008, I was a vice president at Goldman Sachs for 25 years. I started in the New York office and then moved up to the Boston office. Working for a big company in a small office has its benefits, but it also has its drawbacks. Sometimes you're overlooked for that premier, exciting challenge or the project that you really wanted. You're overlooked for advancement. You're overlooked for a host of things, and you're not being used to your full potential. And after 25 years at the same company, I felt like I wasn't being used to my full potential. In 2009, I lost my job due to the financial crisis. My position was eliminated not only in Boston, but in New York and Chicago and in San Francisco. I guess I was labeled redundant. In 2009, it was really, really hard to look for a new job. And I had already formed a nonprofit organization that I was doing part-time. So I thought, what better way to spend my time was than to manage and run a nonprofit organization. But I took it a step farther. I registered the nonprofit in Tanzania also. I had some connections there from our first project, and I thought that building a school and managing a school and providing a really good education to some really poor children would be easy. Well, I was mistaken. This channel will not only talk about the do's and don'ts of nonprofits, it will also talk about international nonprofits and what it takes to build a school in Tanzania. It'll take you through the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns, and it hasn't been easy. Well, I wasn't being used to my full potential at Goldman Sachs, but boy, over the past 10 years, I was pushed beyond my potential. And I'm going to share my story with you. So from time to time, you'll hear the do's and don'ts. And from other time to time, some of the content will be my story. How I got started, how I did it, the ups and the downs, and the perseverance that it takes to do something like this. We'll also talk about funding, and we'll talk about building boards and strategic planning and all the things necessary to do to have a successful nonprofit. We'll also talk about volunteer nonprofits. Are they sustainable? What is the end goal of the nonprofit, and how long do you want it to last? Anyway, this channel will fill you up with all sorts of information. Some you might laugh, and some you might cry. But it's my journey and what I've learned over the past 10 years. Now we're in a time of COVID, and nonprofits are being hit really hard. A lot of nonprofits, raise money through events. And without the events and without the ability to have large gatherings of people, the fundraising aspect gets really challenging. And we're going to talk about what it takes and what the end goal is. And is there an end goal, or do you see your nonprofit thriving for many, many years and to out-sustain, even you? But in order to do that, you need to be able to pay for a salary. Anyway, we're going to go through all of those things. I've lived on and off in Tanzania for the past 10 years, probably 6 months a year, going back and forth, trying to raise money here. I'm also going to talk about other nonprofits and their work in Tanzania, and to see how viable and sustainable they are, and how governments change and nonprofits change with them. NGOs and nonprofit organizations, no matter what country, you're governed by those rules. And any administration can change it. Anyway, It's a journey, folks, and I'm glad you're on it. So stay tuned for the next video where we'll talk about how to form a nonprofit and what are the first steps you want to do should you want to do one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. Have a great day.